Good day, everyone. This is Grace and Ligrete, DivEd 325, and the topic that I will be discussing is all about the approaches in curriculum planning. Now, what are the approaches in curriculum planning? But before that, let us first discuss what is curriculum planning. So, curriculum planning is the process of structuring academic experiences using expertise, knowledge of the teacher. It is the activity which the teachers get involved in before the actual implementation. The word approach, according to Merriam-Webster, is a way of dealing with something, a way of thinking about something. Now, when I say curriculum approach, it is a way of dealing with the curriculum, a way of doing, creating, designing, thinking about the curriculum. According to Bago to 2008, he said that the analysis of an approach provides information about personal and collective commitments to a particular viewpoint and the value deemed important by individuals, schools, and society. Now, there are many different curriculum approaches. I will be discussing only 5 of those curriculum approaches. And these are the following: the behavioral approach, the system managerial approach, intellectual academic approach, humanistic aesthetic, and technical scientific approach. Okay, let us first discuss what is behavioral approach. The behavioral approach is based on a blueprint where goals and objectives are specified, contents and activities are arranged, which is matched with specified learning objectives, and the learning outcomes are evaluated in terms of goals and objectives that are set at the beginning. Now, this approach is grounded in scientific principles. Everything the students do must be observable, as this is the evidences that the student has achieved the goals and objectives, which are also based on observable behavior. The school administration is less concerned about the content about the organization and implementation, less concerned about the subject matter, methods, and materials than improving the curriculum. The curriculum managers look at the curriculum changes and innovations as they administer the resources and restructure the school. Okay. In summary, when say behavioral approach, it is anchored on behaviorist principle. It is based on a blueprint. Goals and objectives are specified. The contents and activities are arranged to match the learning objectives. Learning outcomes are evaluated in terms of goals and objectives set at the beginning. The aim of the behavioral approach is to achieve the efficiency. Now, this approach was proposed by Frederick Taylor. Now, in education, behavioral approach begins with educational plans that start with the setting goals and objectives. These are the most common ingredients in curriculum implementation, as evaluating in the learning outcomes and as the change in the behavior. Now, change in the behavior indicates the measure of accomplishment. So, in behavioral approach, the change in behavior indicates the behavior of accomplishment. Number 2 is the managerial approach. Managerial approach became dominant in 1950s and 1960s. The principal served as the curriculum leader and the instructional manager serves as the general manager. Now, the role of the general manager sets the policies and priorities, establishes the direction of change and innovation, and planning and organizing curriculum instruction. Now, the following are rules of supervisors that is according to Ornstein and Hankins 2004. Okay? Help develop the school's educational goals, plan curriculum with students, parents, teachers, and other stakeholders, design programs of study by grade levels, plan or schedule classes or school calendar, prepare guides or teacher guides by the grade level of the subject areas, help in the evaluation of selection of textbook, observe teachers, assist teachers in the implementation of the curriculum, encourage curriculum innovation and change, develop standards for curriculum instruction evaluation, organize and implement in-service programs, communicate timely and accurate information to all stakeholders, procure needed materials, monitor curriculum implementation, and organize and implement a mechanism for periodic evaluation. It may be viewed as a never-ending process which requires incremental or even major changes in some elements of the system. As a matter of course, Ornstein and Hankins group the innovations focus on the organization under 5 categories. The following are personnel, instructional media, instructional groups, gradings, and the schools. This model is a cyclical process because it is an offshoot of the linear behavioral rational approach. Curriculum is viewed as the major system and other processes related to it, such as supervision, instruction, and evaluation are subsystem. The success of the system depends on the close monitoring by administrators who provide intervention and corrective measures whenever possible problems are detected. The last one is the next is the intellectual academic approach. When I say intellectual academic approach, it emphasizes the importance of theories and principles in curriculum. Influenced by philosophical and intellectual works of DeWitt, 1916, Morrison, 1926, and Bode, 1972. It attempts to analyze and synthesize the historical development, cultural demands, and philosophical ideas which underpin the curriculum, including issues and trends. Now, humanistic aesthetic approach is rooted in the progressive philosophy and child-centered movement. It considers the formal or planned curriculum and the informal or hidden curriculum. It also considers the whole child and believes that in curriculum, the total development of the individual is the prime consideration. Humanistic aesthetic approach, here, the learner is at the center of the curriculum. The last one is the technical scientific approach. Technical scientific approach is a step-by-step approach in designing a curriculum which tailor formed and modified by Hilda Taba. It is called technical scientific approach because it is as if we are experimenting in laboratory, forming an objective, using a step-by-step approach in getting the outcome, and finally evaluating if the solution is really applicable to real situation. It is considered as rational, universal, and objective. It involves a logical step-by-step procedure of problem solving and views curriculum as something similar to engineering and or architecture. Now, sir, there are 7 steps in technical scientific approach. To diagnose the need for improvement, it was good to know the necessities for us to know the lack that we need to fill. The formulation of objectives, making on or forming an objectives help us to be more motivated in doing a particular activity because there is something we or you want to know. A specification of the content. Knowing the content of a certain activity is important because we need to know the reason or the objective of the activity. Organization of the content. Organizing the content is good for the instructor because he or she can easily command, peacefully, and organize the activity. Number 5, selection of the learning experiences. Number 6, organization of learning experiences. And the last one, number 7, evaluation and means of evaluation. The procedure is guided by a well-defined objectives, which are and other psychological theories, rather than individual needs and interests. This is a way of planning curricula to optimize students' learning and to allow them to increase their output. Okay. That's all. Thank you.